The San Francisco skyline has been taken to new heights.
It's a very tall building. It's a very iconic building.
A 61-story skyscraper that juts out above everything else.
Very noticeable. Every time you go into the city from the Bay Bridge, you can always notice it from afar.
At 1,070 feet, the $1.1 billion Salesforce office tower is nearing completion. After a long elevator ride and an even longer climb up the final flights of open-air stairs, the Associated Press got a rare glimpse at the very top of the structure. Up here, the iconic Transamerica Tower, what had been the city's tallest building for decades, is dwarfed in comparison. The changing skyline drawing mixed reviews.
A lot of people think of San Francisco that the defining characteristics are the hills and the water and the blue sky and the quality of the light. And so architecture and big buildings to them almost smack of Manhattanization. That a tall building, a skyscraper, that's something that should be in New York or Chicago or some city like that.
San Francisco still has strict building limitations, but Salesforce Tower is part of the Transit Center District Plan to create a new downtown hub. Most of the new building will house the business cloud computing company Salesforce, with a few other tech companies planning to move in as well. About 6,000 people are expected to work here every day.
I know there's a lot of people that complain about the change in the skyline, but there's a constant influx of new residents and new companies coming into San Francisco, and I think the only way to accommodate that growth is to grow taller.
I think this is the discussion that we're going to have in the next decade to keep the city the way it is and as beautiful and accessible as it is.
The building will also have a 9-story high electronic art exhibit at the top, which will display scenes from the city and nearby surroundings.
For example, the clouds, waves, birds.
I've heard that they're going to put a big electronic display up there, and that's a little cheesy to me.
I think once we actually turn on the lights for the public art, all that will change. I think everybody will love the tower.
Love it or hate it, the debate over the changing skyline won't end when construction wraps up this fall and the Salesforce Tower officially opens next year. Haven Daily, Associated Press, San Francisco.